Hey guys, how we doing today? This is Wally with LearningNet.com, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about Kinsta hosting. You probably want to know, is Kinsta hosting really reliable? Is it the best managed WordPress host out there to create a website? Do they really have faster performance, or is it better to just go with another provider? So this video is about that. I'm going to be talking about some really important things that I think you should know before getting started with Kinsta or any managed WordPress host that's out there online. If you guys are new here to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos, guys, that I put up, you'll be sure to receive them. So I was asked to look at Kinsta hosting, being that I love to create, websites online with different web hosting providers, and I wanted to take them for a test and then give you guys some feedback from what I found. Kinsta hosting, guys, hasn't been around a very long time. I mean, only since 2013. It's not an extremely long period of time in comparison to many of their competitors that are online. You might think of some others like WP Engine, there's WPX Hosting, Liquid Web, Java Pipe. I mean, there are tons upon tons of web hosting providers out there that specialize in managed WordPress hosting. So, Kinsta hosting itself has been around for only a few short years, but during that time, what's really amazing about them is that they have gained a lot of traction online and attention, so much so that many of the top corporations and brands that are out there online right now that me and you probably use, and I'll name a few of them a little bit later, actually use Kinsta. And so that's why I wanted to do this Kinsta hosting review, to not only give you my personal take on Kinsta, what I personally think about them, but also to let you know about some other brands that are out there that trust Kinsta. And that's what it's really about. What is it that other people think about Kinsta, their personal feedback on it, their experience? Because obviously, by taking into consideration these things that help you to see what you yourself will experience, with them. And so, what you should know back about Kinsta is this: they're powered off of a Google Cloud platform itself. Google is extremely fast, and any website that works off of their cloud platform, you can expect to have fast speeds as well. That's what you're getting with Kinsta: super fast performance, extremely fast page loads itself, all of which is due to the Google Cloud platform. Something that's amazing that I came to discover about Kinsta is that they have 20 data centers around the world. Most web hosting providers that you'll see online, be it SiteGround, you got tons of different web hosting, providers out there. I can name one after the other until I turn blue. Most of them only have maybe 3, 4, 5 data centers around the world, which is great. But with Kinsta, they have 20, which again contributes to faster speeds, faster delivery, and distribution of your content. With the CDNs that they have that are in place at these 20 different data centers that they have around the world. And that's something that you can really count on and should really look for with any web hosting provider that's out there. Fast page loads, fast performance, all of which you get with Kinsta. I mentioned in part about some big brands, companies that we all use each and every day that you may be surprised that actually use Kinsta. Some companies that we all know: Sony Music, TripAdvisor. Who hasn't looked online, to book a trip or to find out about, maybe an excursion or resort, and you came across TripAdvisor? We all know and have used TripAdvisor over and over again. But did you know that TripAdvisor uses Kinsta hosting to host with their platform? That's something to think about. Domino's Pizza, Coca-Cola, Best Buy, HTC, Snapchat. You probably have a Snapchat account, right? And if you don't, you probably know somebody who does. Everybody knows Snapchat. Spotify also uses Kinsta hosting. I mean, there are tons upon tons of companies, corporations, large enterprises that use and trust Kinsta hosting. The obvious question that comes up is, why don't you use it? Um, Kinsta hosting, as I mentioned, is all about managed WordPress hosting. Managed WordPress hosting is not cheap. It's not $2, $3, $4, $5 per month. It's expensive. But when you're spending money like that, when you're spending more money, you can expect to have quality, top-notch performance, extremely fast customer service, and deliverability when it comes to your website, being online. You should expect to pay more for that. If you are not expecting to pay big, for your web hosting, then you really shouldn't be online. I think that Kinsta is really for people that want more than shared web hosting. I think that if you are starting off with your very first website, Kinsta is not for you. You should get started with a shared web hosting provider, build up your brand online, build up your website traffic online, and then eventually scale up and graduate to like a managed WordPress, host such as Kinsta itself. What does it cost to get started with it? As I mentioned before, it's not cheap to get started with them, but when you do get started with them, you can expect that the money that you invest, because that's essentially what it is. It's an investment into your business itself. And if you're really serious about your business, you should expect to spend, top dollar for top performance. Kinsta has a 30-day money back guarantee with their services, and you can see that the starter going up, trailing up to the enterprise. I mean, goes from $30 per month up to even $1,500 a month, and you can, support websites that have 20,000 visits per month up into the millions. Again, we talked about just a few short examples of companies that trust and use Kinsta's, web hosting itself. TripAdvisor we talked about, Snapchat, Spotify, amongst several others, that trust and use Kinsta each and every day. And obviously, these companies um, know and realize the importance of having their brand up 24/7 online when people are searching for. And that's exactly what you want and will expect to receive when you get started today, using the links below with Kinsta hosting itself. So I mentioned about the money back guarantee. Something that I wanted to mention to you guys in this Kinsta hosting review, because something I try to do in each of my web hosting reviews online is I want to be honest across the board to let you know what you're getting and what you're not getting, with it. 30-day money back guarantee is pretty standard with web hosting across the board. But I wanted to share with you guys in this Kinsta hosting review just a few other options of web hosting providers that also do provide WordPress hosting, but they do extend a little bit longer than the 30 days. Nothing wrong with 30 days, but there's some others that give a little bit more. One host that I really like as well, that is another competitor of Kinsta, is Presidium. Presidium has been around for a really long time as well. They offer a 60-day money back guarantee. They also give 2 months free with their web hosting itself. Kinsta does that as well if you do purchase annually. Presidium is the same way, but versus 30 days, they give you 60 days. So that's something that I wanted to mention to you guys in this Kinsta review. InMotion Hosting gives 90 days. DreamHost, another one that I like, 97 days. But Mocha Host extends as far as 180 days. So why do I mention these options to you guys in this Kinsta hosting review? Well, again, it's just to show the positives and the negatives. It's not a negative thing to have just 30 days, for a money back guarantee or refund policy. But if there's something out there that allows you to try it for a longer period of time, why not consider it? Okay, so I wanted to mention that to you guys just something to consider. We'll leave links below, or if you're watching this video on my learningnet.com blog, you'll see links where you can find out more information about these other alternatives. So now let's talk about performance and speed. I mentioned in part about the 20 data centers that Kinsta utilizes on their Google Cloud, platform itself. Their data centers all around the world. And the awesome thing about that is that it really doesn't matter where you want to host your website. You'll always have a data center that's closest to you. Obviously, the closer the data center that you set up your website on, the even faster page loads and speeds that you can expect to have. Something else that Kinsta have, which many of their competitors don't have, or at least don't offer for free, is that Kinsta offers free CDNs. Now, according to GT Metrics and other SEO websites online, CDNs really help to deliver and distribute your website's content faster to your visitors, no matter where they're coming from. So, I mean, my website is just an example, learningnet.com. It's based in the US, but I get visitors from like India. I get them from Russia. I get them from Asia. I get them from all around the world. People looking for information about web hosting tools and resources, how to create websites online. And so this website gets visitors from all around the world. And thankfully, with CDNs, it helps to avoid, things like page crashes when you experience like surges in traffic, which is something to be expected. Whether you shared or manage a WordPress hosting, a CDN helps to prevent that from happening. And so again, it's very important to when you get started to really side with a company that gives you CDNs for free. That's what Kinsta gives you with any of the plans that you decide to get started with. It's definitely a positive thing that I wanted to highlight with them. They do give free SSL certificates, which are great, provided through Let's Encrypt. They're ideal too if you want to create like an e-commerce store online. You can definitely take advantage of them as well. If you're hosting with somebody that you don't like, you've been having problems with, maybe it's Bluehost, it's iPage, it's HostGator, maybe an EIG owned company, you want to migrate your website over today, you can do that for free. Use a link that's right below, guys. So you can get started with the migration process. It's totally hands off. Kinsta will do that 100% free, and it's a very quick transition over to their platform. I wanted to talk about feedback from other customers. What is it that other people think about Kinsta's managed WordPress hosting itself? I'm giving you my personal take in this Kinsta review, but again, I wanted to keep this review honest and let you know what other people think about their services itself. To do that, I wanted to take you guys over to a very reputable website called Trustpilot. And here you can see across the board, they have 5 stars that they've been rated with 130 reviews that have been left, from their customers. You can see that 95% of the customers that have left reviews on this website say that Kinsta is excellent. 2% say it's great. 2% say it's poor, and 2% say it's bad. So to be honest with you guys, Kinsta it's rated excellent. They have a superb, relationship with their customers online, and people just, rave about them. Do people complain about it? Sure. I mean, you guys saw that 2% say that it's bad, 2% say it's bad, but it's a very small percentile in comparison to, the hundreds of thousands of people, that prefer managed, over shared. If Kinsta was a shared web hosting provider, you probably would have, versus 5 stars, it might be more like 2 stars or something like that, But again, with managed WordPress hosting, I mean, you guys can expect to have really nice experience, with them. As you can see here, just scrolling down, you'll see one after the other, one after the other, just positive experiences across the board that people have had, with Kinsta's managed WordPress hosting. So again, why do I mention this to you? Again, I just want you to see what other people think about Kinsta's manage a WordPress hosting. When you get involved with a company like this, you want to know that your money is well spent, that you're getting all the resources that you need to create your website online, and that you can count on reaching customer service if you have any questions or maybe any issues that you might experience with your web hosting itself. And so the awesome thing about Kinsta hosting is that they have customer support that's extremely fast, 24/7. They're always available for you guys, and just wanted to give you guys, some information to work with. Of course, I have a review on my website here at learningnet.com that you guys can read through and see, again, the research that I've done, with Kinsta, what I personally think about it, and also comments that have come from others that you can find, on my website itself. And so today I wanted to just share with you guys some basic information that I think will be extremely helpful to you, considering Kinsta, their managed WordPress hosting. Do I recommend them for using for managed WordPress hosting? Absolutely. They have a great reputation online, guys, amazing customer service, and they're affordable. They're really great to get started with. And so if you get started using the links below, you can take advantage of a really nice special. You get 2 months off free if you do it yearly. But if you just go month to month, it'll be $30 a month if you're going with the starter, and so on. So just wanted to share this information with you guys. If you have any questions about anything, you can drop them right below. And I'll be sure to respond back to you guys in a very timely manner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brief overview of Kinsta's hosting, their managed hosting services itself. Um, I wanted to cover, some bullet points that I thought would be very important to share with you guys, such as the customer service, the performance across the board, and things that you need to know about their platform before getting started. So again, I'll drop some links right below. If you're on my website, you can get started by clicking the links that are right below this video, guys. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the information, and I hope you guys so much success in your endeavors for creating your next website online with Kinsta. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.